up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough.
What's going on, guys? First, we wanted to start by saying that sorry we've been away for so long. We've had some scheduling conflicts with some of the other guests. And
it's summertime, people taking their families out and stuff. So since everybody's back in school and doing their own thing, so we got a little bit more time.
Yeah. So now that we got a little more time to get in and do some more episodes and stuff like that, we're bringing you an episode. It's a little bit of a tearjerker. We're going to be going over the Charlie Kirk shooting. We're going to be going over and debunking some of the rumors that social media has put out. And,
some of the crap that's out there.
And we're going to be going over that today, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. He wasn't a political member, like a senator or governor.
He wasn't a politician.
He wasn't a politician. That's the word.
But he spoke a lot of things that were
factual. I want to say
not factual, but he just told that was relevant in the college scene. Mm-hmm. People talking about he wasn't a politician, but he talked about hot political topics. Mm-hmm. Is basically what it is.
Yeah. Now you guys know me. I put out a post a couple of days ago. I'm not a very political person, but I feel like this is something that we have to do, and it's something that we should talk about. The first thing that we have on the list is
the armor,
body armor. Everybody's saying that that he
had armor
wearing,
plates. Yeah, armor plates or soft body armor.
Yeah,
which
he didn't. He wasn't wearing body armor at all. I can tell you this: I've worn body armor. I wore body armor, soft armor for 13 plus years, and the soft armor that I wore, it was not rated for high caliber.
Not a 30-06.
Not a 30-06 round at all. Mm-hmm. It would have passed through it like no problem. We have some footage. We're gonna kind of
you need either ceramic plates or a sappy plate.
And judging by his shirt, he wasn't wearing he wasn't wearing sappy plates or ceramic plates. He wasn't even wearing like AR 500 plates.
Steel plates.
The steel plates. A lot of the controversy that I've seen is that he was wearing steel plates, and the round hit him in the chest, and it ricocheted up, and that's what hit him in the neck.
Yeah, because they can't explain his shirt going up in the air like this.
Yeah,
and right before the shot, it actually looks like it's a shooter's cut. Body armor.
Yeah.
But some people are debunking that because they can see his nipple right here and says, he's not wearing it. But I mean, armor, small body armor is like
the steel armor sits close to the body because it's only like 5/8 of an inch thick.
Yeah.
So it's not very thick. And if you were able to see that he was wearing body armor, you would know.
Yeah. And then you can't see when he first comes out and starts throwing hats and everything else, you can't see him with body armor.
Yeah.
It just, you can't see the plates on him.
Somebody had told me, after he was throwing the hats out, that's when he went and put body armor on.
No, he didn't ever left.
He never even left. And I actually have video footage of that. I'm going to go ahead and play that right now. So.
Yeah, so you just throwing plates.
So as you can see right here, he goes, and everybody's like, he's wearing body armor. But if you actually look, the guy that he was talking to was putting the lavalier mic. Mm-hmm. And everybody's saying, that black spot on his right shirt, you can see the ripple in his shirt. That's the body armor that he's wearing. Mm-hmm. That's actually false because I actually have my lavalier mics here. And the ones that he was wearing was most likely the DJI ones. And
Probably.
those ones are fancy. They pick up a lot of great audio. But on the back of the lavalier mic, there's a magnet. And what happened was the guy went up and put the lavalier mic inside his shirt.
Yeah, the guy with the cream shirt.
And then stuck it on. Now, as you can see,
A little
right
higher.
here.
Well, he stuck it over here a little bit.
These magnets,
Come on, man. You get put in the right place.
These magnets are kind of strong.
That's what she said.
But as you can see, it sits funny on my chest.
Lay it flat. Lay it flat. There you go. Yeah, see?
But you can even see right here, it puts a wrinkle in my shirt, and it'll look like I'm wearing body armor, but I'm not. So that's the first debunking that I'm going to prove right here.
Yeah, so it's that the lavalier mic is pushing up his shirt,
so it looks like there's a
and then that with the angle and everything else, it gives him the appearance that he's wearing some type of body armor.
So as you look right here, he leaves from throwing hats. And he walks straight up and he starts talking to this gentleman right here. And as you see right here, he's actually putting the lavalier mic on him.
Yeah, the little square.
Because he does the microphones here, but he also does his YouTube footage and stuff like that. And that's the microphone that they use to pick up.
And other people were wondering on those videos when he got shot that that black dot, why does it move? Well, yeah, duh.
Yeah, and I'll get into that in just a second. But as you see from right here, he has the you saw he walked up, he was throwing hats, turned around, walked up to this gentleman right here. He puts the lavalier mic on him, and then he turns and walks straight to his chair. So at no point did he stop to put body armor on over his shirt and then throw another white Freedom shirt or anything like that.
Yeah, because everybody says it cuts to him. It doesn't show him going behind and putting body armor on and everything else. No.
So that's the first thing that we're talking about.
Yeah, because he was constant from the time he came out, starting throwing hats and everything else, walked around the stage, and then got his lavalier mic on.
Yeah.
And to pick up for the recording is YouTube. Besides, because the mic was just for the recording separate, like we have these.
Yeah.
And also to the PA system to project out to those speakers that are right there. So
the speakers that are out there, that's the microphone that he uses that he picks up.
Yeah, that's the PA system.
Yeah.
And then the lavalier would pick up his actual talking.
Yeah, these lavalier mics that I use for my other channel, my West Texas Armory channel, and these work a lot better. They even have like little fuzzy parts that go on top to block wind and stuff like that. So that's what I saw in the video. Now, I forgot to mention that everything that we're going to be talking about, you can take it with a grain of sand. But this is from my investigation. I'm not a professional investigator or anything like that, but I got two eyes and a brain, and I can figure it out. So,
especially since we've shot a lot of stuff.
We combined, we've probably got 55 years. Yeah. I've been shooting guns for 37, 38 years. Yeah. So I've been shooting guns for a really long time.
And I've only done it for 20.
So
I was living in states where you couldn't have firearms.
Yeah.
Until I came back home to Texas.
So a lot of people were saying, oh, well, the round hit him in his plate and it ricocheted up. That's why his shirt.
Yeah, because they were wondering why his shirt climbed up his neck when he got hit, because they were saying the round hit the body armor and ricocheted and pulled his shirt up
and went into his neck
like this, and then it comes down, and then you see his neck was punctured, and then the next couple frames you see him gushing out the blood.
Yeah,
but that's
now a lot of people were saying, oh well, he was wearing a blood device that. And it has like a steel cord that comes over, and that's what was shooting the blood up, and it's all staged and everything like that. Because everybody's like, oh, well, what's this right here? And as you see from this picture right here, he actually is wearing
his cross.
So that's what everybody is seeing right there. And everybody's like, oh, no, it was staged and this and that and all this other kind of stuff. And unfortunately, this is not staged at all. Now, all the conspiracies are starting to come out. And I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I followed the John F. Kennedy assassination for years.
Who did it, Mike?
I can't say, because then I'll be on the live too. So, yeah. But, so I wanted to throw that in there that everybody's like, oh, well, what's the steel cord that's going over his shoulder and stuff? That's his cross, his chain that he's wearing. So I wanted to throw that picture in there as well. Everybody was talking about why his shirt puffed up. And they're saying, oh, well, it was the round hitting and then it was puffing up his shirt.
Yeah, it was puffing up his shirt.
Well, I've shot ballistics gel quite a bit.
Well, hold on. A lot of people are saying that the coming around the 30-06 coming in deflected the air and puffed up his shirt around him. Or if it hit him in the neck, it puffed up his shirt like this because of the incoming pressure, which is false. Because if you look at the slow motion guys, what are they called?
Yeah, that's the point I was getting ready to make is the if you've ever seen ballistic shell shot in slow motion, it expands and deforms and everything like that. And that's because of the kinetic energy that is being dumped into the ballistics gel. So
well, I mean, they were saying that the pressure coming from the round, it would push his shirt up.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the round, but I'm saying it would, so the wind coming in and, you know, behind the bullet, it rips through the air and produces pressure and it, you know, pulled his shirt up because it hit with so much force and everything. But Mike was explaining why his shirt went up. It's because when you shoot ballistic gel, what happens to the ballistic gel when the round enters the body?
The ballistics gel, if for those that don't know what ballistics gel is, it's a medium that you could eat. There's even recipes that you can make it yourself and stuff, and that's the ballistics gel that I've been shooting. But it's up to FBI standards, and it mimics tissue, soft tissue, like skin, organs, stuff like that. And when you hit ballistics gel, and I'll throw a video in right now. When you hit ballistics gel, it actually expands and deforms because the bullet has so much kinetic energy behind it as it's flying through the air.
Yeah, it creates
that once it hits, it dumps all that kinetic energy and it blows everything out
into a temporary
wound cavity. Yeah.
So yeah, you have this big expansion of pressure inside, like a pressure wave, and it just expands to where a little bullet can turn into a basketball size right here inside ballistics gel. So when that round enters his neck, the reason why his shirt goes up is because the expansion of the temporary wound cavity all into this. Can you imagine going to your neck and the soft tissue and all that pressure wave coming up and expanded his chest?
All that pressure is being dumped through his neck, through his clavicle,
down
into
to
his chest,
lungs,
to his lungs and everything like that. And that's going to cause the skin to expand, which in turn is going to push that shirt up very fast and very violently. So that's why it looks like the shirt puffs up. And everybody's like, oh, well, his shirt puffed up before he even dropped a drop of blood. Well, when you hit something like that, it's not going to start spurting
it's not going to start leaking yet.
Like that exact second is going to take a few seconds. So
well, it's going to take because if it hit an artery and it went in, as soon as it hit the artery, you already got severed the artery. You still got the pressure. So when the pressure the temporary wound cavity expands and then comes back down, that's when stuff starts coming out because it's not being pushed back inside the body. Once the pressure relieves, then you got the permanent wound cavity, which is a big hole left, and then that's when pressure starts from the artery starts coming out from the carotid artery.
So with that, the
ring. That's another thing that people are saying.
Well, we're wrapping up section by section, but with that being said, that he was wearing body armor and the round ricocheted off his body armor and it came up and hit him in the neck. That's I'm debunking it. He was not wearing body armor at all.
No.
So
unfortunately, he has in the past.
He has in the past, but for some weird reason, at this event, he didn't wear body armor. I guess he felt secure enough that he didn't need it, which is, I mean, all of this is so very tragic.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the next one, The Ring. Everybody's saying that this was all AI and it was all staged and everything like that. This in fact was not staged. If you look at his previous events and stuff like that, he messes with his ring constantly, and
It's
his
a hinged ring.
His ring is hinged. So what people see when after the shot is hit, it looks like his ring changes from his ring finger to his pinky. What is actually happening is his ring is actually hinged open, and it flips over and it covers his pinky. So it looks like it moved from one hand to the other.
Yeah.
I have footage here. I'm going to have to edit it. And
Yeah,
everything like that.
there's some debates that he was out there that he's been in the past where he'll sit there and play with it while he's listening to someone make their comments, and he'll flip it back over, and you can actually see that that's what he does.
That's the footage that I have right here. So,
When that's not the case at all. See, watch. This is the
Yep.
so you can see the ring is actually hinged open, and he's constantly fiddling with it. So that is the ring hinged open right there.
That's all that happened. That's it. So I showed that to prove
So when he gets hit and he starts falling back, his ring is hinged open, and it's only for like 2 frames you can actually see the ring fall off of his hand.
Yeah. Oh, right there. That's a lavalier.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the lavalier. Those are the cheaper ones. I'm sure he's using the DJI
DJI,
ones. Yeah, those ones are fancy.
You know why people wear one of those, right? When the shirt poofed up, that's because something hit right there. It's all self-explanatory when you really stop and think about this. But people like you saying that right there, why are you talking about the ring, man? It just blows my mind how simple.
Oh, actually, the ring is not in this footage.
Use your head.
Well, he's holding on to it, but
Yeah, but it's actually in this footage right here. So
yeah. So
after
this
the
is when
round, this is the round impact, and I'll have to edit this out and blur some stuff, or just focus in on his hand.
zoom
But
in
if you
on it.
watch, like the last 2 frames before the camera pans away, you can actually see the ring fall off of his hand. Right
there. Yeah. Did it bounce off
right-
the table?
No, right here, right there. Bam, 2 frames.
Oh, okay. When he drops the microphone
Yeah,
too.
right when he drops the microphone, that's when you can see it. So right
Yeah, you're gonna have to zoom in right there. Yeah, right there.
there. So right there you can actually see the ring is falling off of his hand. The ring hinged open, and it fell off his hand. So when it hinged open, since he was holding the microphone, it hinged over and covered his pinky, which looks like it moved from one hand to the other, when in fact it didn't. It just hinged open.
That was his hand.
And then right when he drops the microphone, that's when the ring falls off his hand. So that right there is also a debunk as well.
Yep.
So,
So moving on to green shirt.
green shirt guy.
There's another conspiracy out there that one of the people that are sitting around him on the stage shot him from the side
Yes.
with his arms folded.
Yes. The gentleman behind him from the side angle view, the
With the
gentleman
green
in the
shirt.
green shirt, you can see that he has his hands crossed, and he has one of his hands underneath his arm and is pointed towards Charlie. And they're saying that he's the one who fired the fatal shot,
And it came out his neck. So
and it came out of his neck.
yeah, so it came in the side, rolled up, and came out his neck.
That's what they're saying. Now, we've shot guns a lot, a lot. Okay, even if it was a handgun,
And a lot of pistols. Because I mean, it was if it was shot from under his arm, it has to be a pistol.
it would have to be a pistol. There's no way he'd be able to conceal a rifle with his arms folded like that.
Yeah.
There's
And
there's no way that he could have done that, because even firing a pistol, there's gonna be recoil. Every firearm or anything that protrudes a projectile will have recoil. So if you watch
even a 22, guys,
even a 22 has recoil. It's very little,
Yeah.
but it does have recoil.
very little.
So if you watch right here, you can see his hands. His hand does not move.
And he dropped something too. So
I'm
whatever
thinking he had a phone or something like that. Yeah. So there's no way that he pulled a trigger because there would have been recoil underneath his arm.
that, and there's no smoke.
Yeah.
Especially see how it's all black right there. So you would actually definitely see smoke. Even if you shot a 22, whether it be a semi-auto or a revolver, there would be smoke.
Yeah.
So and then you would have, I guess depending on the round, I mean, a 22 won't have that much flash.
Now they're saying that he was hit with a 30 caliber bullet. And I think that is just because of the weapon that they found. The rifle that they found was a 30-06. So
That's a 30 caliber.
That's just a 30 caliber bullet. But the thing is that we don't have what is it called? The pathology report, or like the autopsy report or anything like that. So we don't have,
or the ballistics report,
or anything like that. None of that stuff has been
Quantico
released.
hasn't finished with all that stuff because so what they found was they found the cartridge that he used. It was still inside the gun.
Yeah.
And then they recovered the bullet out of Charlie and sent it off to Quantico.
Yes, but they never. They claim that it's a 30 caliber bullet. We don't know because it hasn't been released to the public. So we know it could be a 22. We don't know.
Well, we know. Yeah. But the gun has a fired 30-06 round that was still inside the chamber. So when he fired, he never pulled the bolt back and ejected that round. He kept it in and took off. So he shot, packed up his stuff, and took off that roof.
Yeah. So, but I don't think it was a smaller caliber round, meaning that Green Shirt couldn't have done it because a 22 would not cause that much expansion when it hits a target, like we saw his shirt pop up and stuff. So I don't think it was a small caliber round. It had to have been a high caliber round. So, going into the firearm. Actually, no. We'll move on to the next topic. The
signs.
Okay, the signs.
The baseball signs. People grabbing hats, their balls, stuff like that, and people are throwing it around that they were signaling the shooter to make the shot at a specific time when he started to bait due to whatever the person that was up there that was going to debate Charlie at the time asked a specific question about mass shootings. And they started throwing signs like this, grabbing their ear, their nuts, their hats, and everything else.
Yeah,
they were looking at their watch and everything else.
The guy in the white, he's doing baseball call signs, but I mean the military also uses call signs like that. Holding up the hand means stop. Going like this means move right, flank left, all that kind of stuff. So right here you could see he's messing with his ear and he's grabbing his hat and stuff like that. So right there's one signal. Doing this means sniper, and he's tugging on his ear. The bodyguard that they have behind him, pulls up his sleeve and does like a motion like this, hand down. There's like all different call signs for it and stuff like that. So right there, he's pulling up his sleeve. And it could just be that he's, he's a pretty buff dude. He's pretty jacked. So he could just be, pulling up his shirt, and stationing.
And, those guys were kind of standing in the sun. So I'm pretty sure, in the sun, you adjust your hat and stuff because you start sweating and a little cool off, and raise your shirt up to, maybe he wanted a little bit more tan on his, his
guns. He wanted to try to get a breeze up his sleeve, because he's hot and he's sweating. But it also could be that there are other team members in the crowd doing crowd control. because there is a guy up near the front of the line saying, okay, well, you know what, let's go ahead and move up the next person to ask a question, or this person's getting unruly, or this guy is going to, you know, he looks pretty froggish. He's going to try to jump, get over the table, stuff like that. So they have team members
in the crowd,
in the crowds doing, you know, crowd maintenance, crowd control, whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, they could be signaling to other people, you know, like,
everything's fine.
yeah, everything is good, or this or that or whatever. We don't know. We're not part of that security detail. We don't know what their specific hand signals mean or anything like that. So, so there's that. Next.
Now to the gun.
Now to the gun. Okay, so here is a picture of the firearm that they recovered. And
first of all, it's not wrapped. It was wrapped, but it's not wrapped. The reason why it's in a cardboard box is because that's an evidence box.
exactly.
So that's
Now, I'm going to go into a little bit on the shooter himself, that everybody's saying, oh, well, this was, you know, somebody with skill and this and that and everything else. Just by looking at this photo, I have mounted more scopes than I could possibly count. And that scope is way far back. Now, it could be one of two things. Either A, this guy doesn't know how to mount a scope, because you don't mount it all the way back to the bell housing on the front optic.
no.
So my initial theory was, when I saw this picture, I was like, just look for the dude in the crowd with scope bite.
Right.
Because that rifle
really-
scope is going to come back and he's going to hit you in the face.
Yeah.
And if you know what scope bite is, that sucks.
Yeah.
So it'll cut you up. It'll leave a
Scope bite.
bruise.
Scope bite is where when you shoot a rifle, when you shoot it, and if your face is right up against that scope, the metal ring around that scope, when it recoils, that stuff is going to slam right into your ocular orb here and bite you.
It's gonna
hurts.
cut. It's gonna cut you up. It's gonna hurt. You're most likely gonna bleed. And a 30-06 has got a lot of recoil to it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in this one right here is in a synthetic stock. Even with a wooden stock, it's still got some recoil.
And it has a pencil barrel too. So
Yeah.
that's a setup that you can probably buy at Walmart right there. That's probably like a polymer frame pencil. I mean, it's just a $300 little $400 little hunting rifle.
$400 hunting rifle that you can get at Academy or Walmart or something like that.
Yeah.
Now they're saying that this was a Mauser, but Mausers don't come in 30-06, which means that this he had to have gotten from a pawn shop or a specific gun dealer or something like that, because that barrel had to have been rebarreled,
Really?
meaning that they took off the barrel from the receiver and put a new barrel on it. Meaning that gun had been shot a lot and wore out the barrel. And
So it could be like a family heirloom.
it could be. It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he could have just saw it in a pawn shop and been like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll take that one.
True.
You know? So,
Well,
but that's still going to be a 4473. So they're going to still see when he purchased that firearm.
Well, a lot of people, the media is throwing out there like, oh, he went to one of those gun shows and bought it. They can't track it no more because it's it's the private sale and everything else. I don't know you don't know where he bought it from. I mean, a lot of those places require people to do not personal sales, but have to do a background check still.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those people are FFLs, right?
At gun shows, yes. Even if you do a private sale, if you're smart, you'll go to somebody who's an FFL that's selling firearms there at the gun show and say, hey, can you go ahead and run a background check? I'm doing a private sale. Even if I do a private sale and I don't do a background check,
Still get a bill of sale.
I still buy a bill of sale. It doesn't matter. I get a bill of sale. Because if all of a sudden, 4 or 5 months down the road, I get pulled over and a cop runs a serial number on that firearm and it comes back stolen, I'm not going to jail for possession of a stolen firearm.
Right.
I'm going to turn around and show them the bill of sale like, hey, I bought it on this day from this person right here. And when I fill out a bill of sale, I look at their driver's license and I get their address and everything. Driver's license number, the whole shebang.
And then you got to check their age too, because
Yeah.
you can't sell to minors and stuff.
Yeah.
So depending on,
Well, I don't
there's
sell.
different. There's still different state laws as far as pistols. You know, anybody or have to be 21 and over, and then rifles 18 and above.
I think now, well, here in Texas, I think they changed it
Everything
to
18.
No, I think everything is 21 now.
Really?
Yeah, because my little brother, he tried to go buy ammunition when he was like 20.
I don't know anymore.
For a rifle. And
those days
they
are
wouldn't-
way.
Oh, yeah, no.
Don't be worried about those.
Those days are long gone, my friend.
I'm close to being getting carded for senior citizen discount.
Yeah, no joke. Okay, a little side note. My mom and I went to, oh, God, where was it? Oh, we went to Target the other day, and I told my mom, I'm going to run to the restroom, and then I'm going to go look at something over here in the computer section. Take your time, no rush, whatever. And some lady walked up to my mom after I walked away. I was like, wow, my husband would never tell me to take my time in a Target. And my mom chuckled a little bit, and she's like, yeah, mine would never tell me that either. But it's surprising to see my son tell me that.
Right.
The lady thought that my mom was my wife and I was her husband.
Right. I guess you get that when you get older.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Old people start looking like old people, I
Yeah.
guess. Once you hit 40, you're old. So,
Yeah, no joke. So, okay, back to the subject at hand. Everybody's saying that when he jumped off the roof, he did not have a rifle with him. And looking at this footage right here, you can see him starting to climb down. And he actually pulls the rifle off at the last second, jumps down, picks it up, and recovers it with a towel or a jacket or whatever he's got. And then he runs off towards the wood line.
Yeah. And if you go back to that gun photo, go back to that one. If you go back to the gun photo, so you see how the scope is,
Like smashed all the way back.
yeah.
It-
So
it
I
could have
was
moved
thinking,
back.
I was thinking that from that fall and moving from the roof to the ground, that it could have hit that front bell housing and pushed that scope through the rings.
Yeah.
If he did, because
That
those
is
look
possible.
like those look like cheap rings, though.
Yeah, they do.
You know,
They look like cheap, like the older style Leopold
Mm-hmm.
rings is what they looked like to me. So,
and that really looks like it hit something and got pushed through, or well,
he
that
doesn't know what he's doing, and
yeah, because if you look at the front ring, it's barely holding on for dear life of that rail.
yeah.
You know, so
Oh, there we go.
okay, yeah, so it's holding on for dear life in that front rail, or it was already dismantled from him, so he pulled it off, and when they went in that wrapping and dumped it and took off, so when they found it, the scope was off. So when they put it inside the box, and the scope is already separate, the police already put the scope on.
I think they would have just put it in the box.
Yeah, they put it right there though.
Yeah, they would have just put it in the box, like over
On
like
the side, you
front.
think?
Yeah, like over by the front end of the barrel, because it's evidence, and they can't manipulate the evidence.
Well, I'm saying they
Like,
just moved it
re-put
into
the scope
the area.
back in
Wow.
into place and stuff like that.
I'm
But that
thinking-
still wouldn't explain why the rings are so far forward.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it could have hit something pretty hard from that fall.
Yeah, because I mean, he did. That was a pretty.
He did chuck it.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was a pretty.
Yeah, go back
far
to that
down
video.
fall.
So we're talking about that when he was coming down, you can see him with the rifle. I mean, you have to zoom in.
I'm not able to zoom in on this one, but I'll zoom in post. But
Okay.
yeah, when he jumps down, I mean, it doesn't look like he hits the rifle or anything like that pretty hard on the ground, or he didn't throw the rifle first and then jump off the roof.
Yeah. So there he goes. He threw it down. He pulls himself down, grabs
Yeah.
the rifle,
And then jumps.
and then jumps with it. So, and then picks it up. But he did have a backpack on with him too. But I think he was still wearing a backpack.
I think he
when
was
he
still
jumped
wearing
in.
the backpack when he jumped down. So,
Because when he came in, a lot of people were like, "Well, where's the rifle?" When he came in, but he hid it down because he was walking funny.
Well, there's reports saying that there's Discord messages between him and another person saying that he needs a gun dropped off in this location. So when he shows up, he scopes the place out, and then he goes, retrieves the gun, climbs up the side of the building, and moves into position. And
yeah, because of the back sides of those buildings, there's easy access from the grass onto the roof. I mean, you just barely walk. But when he got off the roof, he ran that particular way for some reason and actually jumped down. I don't think that's the same spot he went up.
No.
There's
No,
no
he wanted a quick getaway. He didn't want to go try climbing down a ladder or going through a roof.
And then
access
when
or
you have
anything like
adrenaline going,
when you have adrenaline going, you don't make wise decisions either.
yeah, when you go down like that and jump and everything else, man, you're full of adrenaline. You're not going to feel no pain.
No.
So, but going back to that,
unless you're our age, then you feel it in your knees.
right? So we'll feel it in the morning.
Yeah.
But when he's walking away, when he shows up on that ring cam, he's walking away. He is limping. So you guys, it's not that he has a scope in his pants or anything else. That dude jumped down a 3-story building.
Yeah.
Or at least 2-story. So
I think that was probably it would be
in
equivalent
Converse.
to a 2-story building.
in Converse.
But here's the video where it shows that he was moving. He had already moved into his position.
Yeah, and this one, okay, so this one be like more a 3-story, right?
Yeah, this would probably be about a 3-story. But after he took the shot, it just shows him move through some windows and around the other side. And I'll see if I can find that.
There's
footage and
another
put it
picture
in.
of him where they have 3 dots and stuff in the particular angle of where he was firing. And there's a depression inside there because there's rocks up there. So there's a depression where he was actually sitting or
He was
going
prone
prone out to shoot. And I mean, it's like perfect shot right there.
Yeah. So, okay. Next one is
Where are we going? The shooter. The shooter himself.
the shooter himself. Everybody's saying that he was a skilled marksman. And I can tell you right now, because both of us have shot all the way out to a mile. And we know what it takes to shoot out to a mile. He pulled off a 200-yard shot.
Which ain't nothing.
Which isn't anything. And everybody's
Even
like,
with the Walmart rifle.
everybody's like, oh, well, with a 200-yard shot, you have to take in wind, humidity, the Coriolis effect, and this and that. And I'm just like, it's 200 yards. The Coriolis effect doesn't matter to
Until
nothing.
after about 1,000 yards.
If he's shooting a 150 to 165 grain bullet, wind drift isn't going to be a factor at 200
There was
yards.
no wind.
There
was a light breeze.
There was like a light breeze, but not enough wind to push that round as far as
Not
it
a
did.
30-06 at that
Not a
direction.
30-06.
And he was shooting down into a quad that's covered. So there was hardly any environmental
Any environmental factors.
Factors, yeah.
So I think what happened was, and this is just my 2 cents, I think he was going for a louder statement, and he was going to try and pull off a headshot.
A headshot.
That's what he was trying to do. But he's not an experienced shooter because, one, his zero probably wasn't correct, meaning that his rifle wasn't zeroed properly. 2, he didn't take in slope angle.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, they were in a quad. It was a lot lower than the building. He's up 3 stories. That's going to be a pretty steep slope angle to pull that shot off. Now, granted, again, it's only 200 yards. It's not that far. Albert is practically blind, and he rings steel at 300 yards all day long.
But that's kind of flat though, right?
Yeah. Well, when we were doing it, it was on a flat range and stuff like that.
But this has slope to it.
This has slope to it,
Now-
which is going to change your bullet
Trajectory.
impact in your trajectory. So I think he was going for a louder statement. He
For a
wanted,
headshot.
He wanted to do a headshot and make a statement. And as an experienced shooter, you'd never go for a headshot because there is a lot of room for error. Okay, he could lean over to pick up the microphone suddenly.
Well, yeah, just like what Trump did. He just slightly turned his head when that dude was going for a headshot and
yeah,
flew right by him, hit him in the ear.
yeah,
You know.
But the head is a smaller target than a center mass target shot. So,
And then you got movement. You got, we move our head when we talk a lot. Some people just
even just shaking your head yes and no, up and down, that is head movement right there.
And
that is the difference between, putting it between somebody's eyes in the T-zone or that round skimming off the top of a skull.
Yeah.
So
And most snipers, they'll tell you straight up, center mass. You go for the chest. If you're in a concealed carry, you go for center mass. The biggest target you can have picture, and you go for that. The big body mass. You aim for
that A zone area where you have all
you
your
don't go
vitals.
this ain't Call of Duty. You go for headshots or anything else. Unless you're doing a statement like he was trying to do with the headshot, which is very difficult, even for probably not a sniper at 200 yards, like a trained sniper or something else. They can probably do it, but with that gun, it's probably not as accurate as the military sniper rifles they use.
Well, with it being a pencil barrel, I mean the 30-06, the M1A1 that they used in World War II, that was a 30-06. I've used 30-06 to hunt deer with, and I mean it's a heavy, beefy,
and it's
fast round,
and it's fairly accurate too.
It is fairly accurate. It is fairly accurate. On my 30-06, I have 3/4 to 1 1/4 inch groups on average.
Yeah, and you can shoot out to distance even with iron sights.
Yeah,
because it's so straight.
I've shot my 30-06 all the way out to 500-600 yards and ring steel all day long with it. I don't like doing it just because, again, that rifle has a lot of recoil to it. And after 5 or 6 rounds, like you got to get rotator cuff surgery and all kinds. Like it blows your shoulder out shooting it for a day. So, but no, I think he was going for a larger statement, and he wanted to pull off a headshot.
The JFK kill. He wanted the pink mist.
Yeah, and the slope angle, zero, not like the rifle not being zeroed properly.
Rifle.
A Walmart rifle. I mean, like I said, granted, it's only a 200-yard shot, but still, I mean, it is
There is some factors to it.
There is some factors.
And the ammunition, too.
Yeah. Every rifle has a harmonic balance. And I have bought over-the-counter ammunition, and it not group to like...
Yeah, different. If you go buy different brands of the same caliber, so say like you went and bought 5 different name brands of ammunition in the same caliber, 30-06, and you go shoot at 100 yards with the same rifle, you don't change the scope or anything else, you just keep shooting, the group is going to be different. And some are going to be bigger, some are going to be really, really tight. So there's going to be a big difference in the manufacturers because they use different powders, they use different materials, different primers.
There are different primers, different powders, different, even case thickness makes a difference.
And the case shape too.
The case shape.
Well, not the bullet shape.
Yeah, the bullet shape. You have like your soft points, you have hollow points, you have the ballistic tips like the Hornady SSTs and stuff like that.
And then you got to look at the tail. Is it a boat tail?
Yeah, is it a boat tail? Is it a flat base? I mean, all those things. And this is coming from long range shooters that, like all of these things matter
to make an accurate shot at a distance.
So I've got a 308 I shoot out to 1,000 yards. I've got a 338 Lapua Magnum that, we shoot out to a mile with it. And that is a difficult shot to pull off. A 200-yard shot with a 30-06. I'm assuming the bullet's probably doing 2780. maybe just under 3,000 or just
And
over
it's probably
3,000.
just a regular hunting
Probably
round he
just
probably got at
a
Walmart.
full metal jacket or like a soft point or something like that. It's going to not be as accurate as your higher brand or if you hand load.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he. I don't. Well, ballistic tip is a little bit more accurate than a lead tip one or soft point.
The ballistic tip has a higher ballistic coefficient, which means that it has less drag through the air, which makes it more stable.
A ballistic tip is where they put like a little polymer cone in the front of it. So he could have been using full metal jacket too.
He could have.
Or hollow point full metal jacket. So hollow point is where it has a hole in the front. So when flesh enters, it expands and blows up into mushrooms to give off more of that
kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy to blow it off to get that the wound cavity.
The wound cavity, yep.
The temporary wound cavity is what I'm trying to get at. The ballistic tip has a polymer tip. It's a cone that they put in to the hollow point, the hollow of the bullet. So it flies more streamlined through the air, which is the ballistic coefficient. So when it hits something, that presses into the hole, mushrooms out the round, and it has more, a little bit more accuracy. And then a lead point is actually where the lead on the front is exposed. So the lead core comes all the way out to the tip, and sometimes they're flat.
So like this right here, this is the Hornady SST. This is a ballistic tip. The ones I usually load have boat tails. This one looks like it's a flat base, but it could just be the different caliber in it. Yeah.
So we don't know. We don't know what round he used.
Yeah, we don't know what round he used.
And that round could have not been in the perfect harmony with that rifle either. You know?
The harmonic balance could be off, and that's why he ended up getting hit in the neck. So I mean, a lot of. I said it before, like 200 yards is not a difficult shot to pull off, but there are a lot of factors that go into making a shot like that. For you and I, it's not that big of a deal because we know what our bullet drop is going to be.
There's other things as far as when you shoot past 100 yards too, you can't cant your rifle too. If you cant your rifle, that makes a difference too. Yeah. So if canting is when you shoot and you go for a shot, you got to make sure the crosshairs are level, so your rifle's level. So it's not canted left to right, because that will actually affect your accuracy. So if he's up there prone, and if it's just canted just a little bit, we don't know what he was using to stabilize it either. I mean, he could have been using he could have just been using his backpack. He could have been using the side of the building. He could have just planted two elbows into the gravel on the roof. Yeah, so
held it like that.
There's a lot of factors in why Charlie got hit in the neck.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're just letting you know all the different types of factors out there for shooting anything.
The main thing it boils down to is the shooter. And everybody's saying that he was an experienced marksman, he was a hitman and stuff like that.
At the most, I think he was off and on maybe a younger hunter, taught by his father. His father was a policeman. His family goes out and hunts and everything else. I mean, so as experience as far as you go get your ammo, you go out and hunt, probably in a stand or a blind or something like that. That's about it.
For all we know, he could have only been shooting 50, 75, 100 yards max. That's all he's ever really shot. Because I know a lot of people that have only ever shot out to 100 yards.
Yeah, they zero out their rifle and
just
then they
zero
go
out
out
their rifle and then that's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of difference when you zero out your rifle to shooting from 100 to 200. I mean, maybe he was a 50-yard zero.
See, I've got a round for my 30-06, and I know that it drops 2 1/4 inches at 200 yards. So, I mean, it all boils down to the shooter. And when people say, "Oh, well, he was an experienced marksman," I say no, he was not. in fact, an experienced marksman. Yeah, has he shot guns before? Yeah, I'm sure he has.
But
With
just
his
because
dad being in law enforcement and stuff like that. But as far as him going out, training, practicing, and actually being proficient, no. I'd put money on that.
amateur shooter, seasonal shooter,
Yeah.
maybe around, go zero out your scope and your rifle before hunting season, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And the rest of the year, you don't even touch it.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a while, you may, hey, it's 4th of July, let's go shoot our guns,
Yeah.
but not like going reloading your ammo and everything else.
Yeah.
So, okay. So a little background of the shooter. So a lot of people are saying that he's, what do they call it? He's conservative. He's a conservative white person that shot another conservative white person. He grew up in Mormon family. And we don't know what, he's not cooperating with the police anyway, so we don't know exactly what changed him, but we do know at the time that he shot Charlie that he was living with a transgender male, a male transitioning into a female. They did an interview with one of the neighbors, and he did state that he saw them kissing out there and stuff like that. So, I've seen some people posting that he's just he's a white guy, and a white guy murdered another white guy, That's why we're not rioting.
Well, we're not really the type to riot anyway. And this goes into politics and stuff like that, and I'm not really into that kind of jazz, but a lot of the left are saying like, oh, well, he's a conservative and he didn't like what Charlie Kirk had to say and this and that and all this other kind of stuff. And I mean, there's videos where he went to one of his debates. Oh man, maybe 5-6 months ago, something like that, I think is what I read. And he tried to debate against Charlie Kirk.
You mean the shooter?
Yeah, the shooter.
Oh, that was a different dude.
Oh, was that a different dude? Oh, I thought that
the
was
one with the bullhorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a different dude.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I saw that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's
it kind of looked like him. It kind of looked like him, but this dude looks more like him than that guy with the bullhorn.
Yeah.
That was talking to him and stuff like that.
Now, there's people saying that they don't even have the right guy just because I can't zoom in on this.
Yeah, the facial features.
Yeah, the facial features are not the same and stuff like that. So whether or not that's true, I don't know, but
well, I'm pretty sure they got the right guy. And they did have his palm print. They did have DNA. They said they had DNA, palm print. Oh, what else they have? On that he had told someone in his family. That's why he went out to his dad.
He confessed to his dad.
No, to a friend, or like a family friend, and his family friend told the dad, and the dad went over there and got him and brought him to the police station.
Yeah, last I heard, his dad actually held him. Like I don't want to say he arrested him because he's retired, so I don't know if he can still arrest people. Probably does like a citizen's arrest kind of thing.
That must suck though, man. That would probably be the hardest thing to do is to find out your son did something
horrific,
this
like
atrocious.
This. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's got to be. That's got to be heartbreaking for a father. Like that's just. Oh man.
Yeah, turning your own son. That's pretty hard.
Yeah.
So, but I do commend him that he actually did. Has to. There's not a lot of parents. You see them on like, oh, my little boy don't do this. He don't do nothing. And don't matter what race it is, that's what it is. He's an angel.
Yeah.
But this father said he had enough evidence or believed that his friend that went over there and let me get my kid in. And
well, I think one of his, I don't know if it was a college roommate or something, but one of them showed the FBI messages about if Charlie Kirk comes back to Utah, like this is what I'm going to do. And I guess that's what he ended up doing. And it's horrible. Yeah. It's so horrible that we can't even talk things out anymore.
No.
That it's, oh, well, I don't like what you had to say. Well, now I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah.
That's just, to me, that's just
violence.
being a sore loser.
Yeah. So you resort to violence because you disagree. I disagree with you all the time. You know, my violence is calling you a name, and you do the same thing back at me.
Yeah.
But we're still bros.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we're level-headed about it. Mm-hmm. You are entitled to your own opinion. Mm-hmm. Most of the time, your opinion is wrong, but I mean, that's just neither here nor there. Whatever. But I mean, people are entitled to their opinion. But
exactly. But
why go to the extreme to cause violence towards somebody just because you disagree with them?
And see, what a lot of people don't get is Charlie gave everybody the soapbox to debate issues, to go over there and say, this is how I feel. What you say is wrong. What I say is right. And he would tell them, okay, he would actually make them think. Okay, he would say a couple things and, okay, does this sound true? And this doesn't. So he would try to change their mind a little bit on giving them actual facts. And if Charlie didn't know something, he would tell people, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was very,
he was very knowledgeable in the things that he was debating about.
And then a lot of his stuff, it wasn't more of like, I guess hot political topics, but he put it more into a religious thing, Christian way, as far as how he felt about abortion. He was like, once you conceived, that was it. That's the baby's life. It needs all the protections. And of course, there's a lot of laws out there that, abortion they want to push abortion till, it's laying there. Hey, do you still want to keep it? There it is. It's breathing. Do you still want to keep it? And still having people abort it. Yeah. And to where also too, that he thought aborting a baby after rape was bad too. Mm-hmm. And some people don't like that either.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that he would say that people would agree with and people wouldn't agree with. And there's, I never really heard him talk. I really didn't know who he was. I saw a couple of his clips and stuff where he was debating college kids. And I was just like, he makes a really good point.
Yeah.
And then there's other things where I was just like, I don't know. That's kind of wishy-washy and stuff like that, but that's the whole thing is
he got people to talk.
He got people to talk because even he said it himself.
When people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When church starts happening, they fall apart. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group.
Once you stop talking, that's when violence starts. And that's exactly what happened. And it's really sad. But I just think that it's really sad that somebody who was using their freedom of speech and trying to show facts and preach his faith and debate with people ends up getting shot.
Yeah, and he knew a lot of history. He knew a lot of.
Oh yeah,
he knew a lot of verses from the Bible. He
loved to read. That's why he was so knowledgeable on all the things that he would bring.
But even though he dropped out of public school, he doesn't have a degree to start the Turning Point USA, and because he had I forget what he said. He just wanted to get people out there and vote and know something different to debate other things besides what the professors were saying in school. He wanted people to debate instead of,
Well, I mean, he would talk about college being a scam.
Yeah.
And like I said, I didn't know a lot about Charlie Kirk until this event happened. and I kind of watch some of his videos and stuff like that because they're all over Facebook and social media and everything like that. And they're all different
he was
shorts.
pushing universities and stuff, pushing people to spend more money than they actually needed to, instead of going out and spending money on technical jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, he made a very solid point that, you know, a lot of students go to school for 4 years to get a degree
Mm-hmm.
that they end up getting a job that doesn't fit that degree.
Yeah.
So
Because
now
there's
you're
no jobs for it.
Yeah. So now you're in debt, owing student loans, and then you want the government to pay off your student loans, but that's just taxpayer money going to that when you could have, you know, gone to, say, a trade school.
Yeah.
And I think like HVAC guys, they're making like $90,000 a year.
Yeah. And they need more people.
Yeah.
So, and then computer guys, well, I don't know about computers. It's the AI thing's catching on. So
I still don't trust it. I'm telling you right now, I still don't trust it.
but I mean, it's going to start knocking off a lot of jobs as far as coders, you know, programmers and everything else. So that's kind of like, you got, you know, AI can, you know, I mean, you still need to know about coding and programming and stuff. You know, you need to make sure it's doing the right thing that it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not just making, you know, some program that'll wipe out the United States, you know,
I swear it's like these people have never seen
or the world.
It's like these people have never seen Terminator.
Yeah.
You know, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You know, AI is going to get smart. It's going to realize that we are the enemy and is going to kill us all.
Right.
And then this whole planet's going to belong to machines. And that's it.
We need to keep reminding it is what we do. We keep reminding it that mosquitoes are bad and flies are bad.
Yeah.
Those are the enemy. We're the good guys. So we'll start going after mosquitoes and flies all the time.
Yeah. But, well, I think that's pretty much it. We covered all the topics and everything like that today. So,
Yeah, we're just going off some of the stupidness that we see on the internet. Basically, we, you know, send videos back and forth to each other and say, hey, look at what this person's saying. We're like, bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
so
And I
we're
think it's-
calling bullshit on bullshit.
I lay in bed and I watch these and I'm just like, okay, he wasn't wearing body armor. The round didn't ricochet off of anything. The guys, I don't think they were signaling to the shooter or anything like that. They were facing the direction of the shooter. Had they have seen him, they could have done something to prevent it.
Well, I think they were just looking at the crowd because the way the amphitheater goes up, it kind of tilts. I mean, it's an amphitheater, kind of goes up a little bit onto that second level because you do see people on the top balcony over here on top of the amphitheater, and then it starts going down.
Yeah, but I mean, there's people out there and they're starting conspiracy theories about, oh, the guy in the green shirt is the one that fired the shot and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Had he have missed, that was, I mean, like, it would have been over for that guy, you know?
You
And
know,
there were conspiracies that it was a professional hitman and he shot him in the neck on purpose, which, you know, for an experienced shooter, that's not a hard shot to do, you know? But they shot him in the neck as a statement to keep your mouth shut.
right.
So there's...
And I want people to go look and see what's happening in the United Kingdom with their First Amendment rights being demolished too. We've had, and also with Charlie Kirk dying, it's not just a you know, political that he would, you know, thing about abortions and trans and all this other stuff that he get in those discussions with, but him dying is a lot. It's not political. It's about something bigger. It's about our First Amendment. It's about other people in the world and other countries, their freedom to speak without the government hammering down on them. South Korea had a big demonstration with Charlie Kirk. You know, the UK had a big thing because they're really bad right now with the First Amendment.
Yeah.
Well, they don't have a First Amendment. I meant freedom of speech over there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are getting arrested for just raising the Britain flag. You know, they're getting arrested for it. You know, that's BS.
Now, before we end this show, I wanted to ask you something. With in light of all of this that's happened, and this happened Wednesday, so it's only been 4 days as the time of this recording. But do you think that that is a spark that is going to lead to something greater, whether it be something
like a civil war?
Something good or something bad happening?
I think something good.
You think something good is going to come
I think
out of
it's going to lead more people to getting into more politics, to actually listen what Charlie Kirk was trying to explain to people. There's been a lot of more applications in getting to Turning Point into their colleges, college campuses. They have received a lot of money, a lot of donations from NFL teams to businesses and everything else. They want people out there to think for themselves instead of following along what the professors are telling them. Like their professors are God, so we're going to listen to everything they spew because they're college professors, that are in positions to where they can never leave anywhere because their tenure.
Yeah.
They can't be fired or anything else, So they can talk and spew any nonsense they want to. And you got these young kids coming in saying, oh, my professor said this, so it must be true, instead of thinking for yourself. And that's one thing Charlie wanted people to do, think for yourself. It's okay to think for yourself. It's okay to disagree with other people, and it's okay to agree with other people. But it's not okay to kill people, to have violence, to call them Nazis and fascists and homos and everything else. We're all humans. We are all on this earth together. We rotate around this earth the same way. We all bleed red. Let's get along,
I really hope that there's nothing ever positive out of somebody dying.
No.
But I hope that with Charlie Kirk's passing, that there is something positive that comes out of all of this. But I think that it is a spark to a flame that is going to lead somewhere really bad. And I really, really hope that it doesn't.
No, I don't think so.
But, you never know. Because I've seen a lot of videos of conservatives and Republicans and stuff like that, calling these people out and saying, you know what, if you want a war, you got it. Because you just awoke a sleeping monster that you were not prepared to fight. And I really hope that it does not go that far. But
it's just that on both sides, it's, you have your far left and your far right people that will think violence is it, but those are the same people that, you actually bump into them, they want to fist fight. Those are the same type of people, And on the left, if you don't agree with them or you're wearing a red hat with nothing on it, you're a Trump supporter. Let's kick your ass.
He's a blood.
Yeah, you just kick your ass, So, unfortunately, it's probably more of a minority on both sides that are screaming that, but I think the majority will do good. And I think that, again, more people need to listen to other people more. Yeah. I think more of the free speech needs to come out, but more of a, if it gets heated or you disagree with someone and you just can't listen to anymore, just say, hey man, let's agree to disagree, and that's it. Let's call it. But hey, let's just stay boys. You know what I'm saying?
Is that why you tell me that all the time?
All the time.
So, well, from us here to Charlie Kirk's family and friends and his wife,
and all especially if all of his friends are out there that are, take care of his family. That's family. He take care of his wife, his kids, and push his movement and his memory. He's up there and in heaven, if you believe that. But that's what he believes, so that's where he is. So he's up there. So we need to continue his mission here, if you want to or not. It doesn't make you a bad person or not.
Yeah.
What does make you an asshole is cheering that a person got shot, a person got murdered like that in front of his kids and his wife.
Yeah, that's horrible. No
Because
family, no wife, no kids should ever have to go through something like that. That is just horrific.
So I mean, you can agree to disagree with him. You can choose not to watch him no more or anything else. But for you to cheer and stuff like that for someone passing like that, that's ridiculous. Yeah. That's like cheering for a school shooter. Yeah. Although there was some, like that guy that killed the Ukrainian woman on the subway.
No.
Or was it a subway or train?
I think it was a train.
Oh, yeah, like those above ground trains in Charlotte.
Like an L train or something like that. So.
Yeah. But I mean, it started a GoFundMe for him.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh, well,
I heard they released him into a hospital. They released him from prison into a hospital to see if he's mentally stable to stand trial.
Yeah.
Another side job to get justice for someone.
Yeah. So, but from us here at Ammo Cans and Crayons and from West Texas Armory, our condolences go out to the family and the friends of Charlie Kirk. There were a lot of people that looked up to him, and it's really sad that this happened and that he's gone, because I personally believe that he tried to help people more and understand.
I enjoyed his debates. I always enjoy people debating each other, whether I agree with them or not. Yeah, it's always fun to listen to other people's views and stuff to see how they feel about stuff. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to miss. Those listening on the toilet, Charlie Kirk debate someone. A lot of his stuff was hilarious. But again, he's in a happy place. Don't be sad for him. Take care of his family. Take care of his friends. And if you don't agree with him, then keep your mouth shut and go on with your own business, because I'm pretty sure you have a lot of stuff that you need to be worried about than this. Yeah. And hey, worry about it. Go do your thing, and people have a bunch of honeydews around the house. So if you feel the urge to violently kill someone or talk crap to them or call them out, go mow the grass, go clean the bathroom. Yeah. Go do some action, do some work to get that mind busy instead of in front of the computer.
Being a keyboard warrior. So,
yeah.
But again, from us here at Ammo Cans and Crayons and West Texas Armory, our condolences go out to the family. And until next time, we will see you all later.
Peace.